Hi everyone, my name's Anna and welcome to my YouTube channel El Cielo is the Limit. I'm about to embark on a roughly 4 to 5 month journey around Central and South America, starting off for a few days in New York City before flying to Mexico, Guatemala, and then flying down to Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and perhaps Brazil if there's enough left in the budget. Firstly, thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is the first time I've ever done anything remotely creative like this. So any comments on what you do like, what you don't like, or any advice would be much appreciated. But firstly, why and what can you expect from this YouTube channel? Really the idea is to give a very true and honest account of what my experiences have been like over the next few months, but also it's just quite a fun and creative way to document my travels again over the next couple of months. So the first video that I've put together is from a couple of days pit stop out in New York City. First of all, I wanted to say thank you very much to my Couchsurf host, Rodrigo, and his 2 cats. For those of you who haven't come across Couchsurf, I've included the web link in the description below. I would definitely encourage you to take a look at it if you're thinking about doing some extended travelling and you're on a budget, but also more importantly, you're interested in getting to know the locals in the areas that you're travelling to. In terms of a rough itinerary in New York City, so I was there for 3 nights and I more or less had 2 full days of sightseeing to do. Now, as you can all probably imagine, New York is a gigantic city, so there was only so much you could really fit in, and there was definitely much more that could be covered than what I'm about to talk to you about. So I started off in Central Park, which of course provided some nice peace and quiet from the hub and bub of the city. It was obviously autumn time, so beautiful colours around. I had set off there with the hope of going to a roof terrace in the Metropolitan Museum, which I'd been told had amazing views of the city, but unfortunately when I got there it'd been closed 3 days before for the winter and was open again in the springtime. So if you're going to New York in the spring, check out the roof terrace at the Metropolitan Museum. Next I went to Bryant Park, which again just a very small park in the middle of Manhattan. It was full of street food vendors and it was just a nice place to sit and get a coffee and watch the world go by whilst having your coffee. And then the next place was Grand Central Station. So this was actually quite a highlight for me because it wasn't what I expected at all. I kind of thought, well, you know, a train station is a train station, but the architecture was just so unique and it was just really pretty to kind of stay there for a little while and again watch the world go by. And plus there was a canteen downstairs which provided lots of kind of inexpensive meals, so if you want to get some lunch or get some dinner and you're in Manhattan and you don't want to spend a lot of money, then that's a good place to go. Plus it was really, really warm, so if you're going in the winter and you need to get away from the cold, then I would certainly recommend it. So that brings us to the next day, and I'm just firing through this. So I was staying in Brooklyn and sort of walked through that part of the city to get to the beginning of Brooklyn Bridge. Walked across there, and you know, if you're in New York, it's one of the things you have to do. It provided just some amazing scenery and views, and it just really makes you appreciate the magnitude of the city. So definitely go and check that out if you can. By the time you walk over Brooklyn Bridge, it takes you to the south part of Manhattan, where not too far a walk from there you get to the Staten Island ferry port, which completely for free takes you past the Statue of Liberty and over to Staten Island. Now what most people did when they arrived there was kind of run off the boat and get onto the other one, which takes you straight back to Manhattan Island, but I thought I'd stay and sort of see what was in the area, seeing as the boats leave every half an hour anyway. And I was really, really glad that I did, actually, because you've just got these amazing panoramic views of Brooklyn, of the bridges, and then of Manhattan Island itself. So if you do take the Staten Island ferry, I'd recommend just taking sort of half an hour to get off and take some really amazing photos and videos in a really quiet place of the city. So once I got back, I was in an area quite close to the financial district and the Ground Zero Memorial, so I checked that out, and that was a really beautiful sort of place to have a breather, and found out some really interesting facts about that memorial. And then sort of lastly, to finish up the day, a really long day of walking, a really long 2 days of walking actually. I went on the High Line walk, which kind of takes you, it's probably about an hour and a half walk. So if you've got that time to kill in New York City, then definitely recommend just going and seeing what's available there. So that's kind of the rough sort of commentary in words of what I got up to in New York. The next video is going to be a more visual sort of description with some films and some photos. So if you'd like to take a look at that, then please click on the next video. And if you've enjoyed watching this and you'd like to see more, then please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks very much, guys. Bye.